Welcome back to ArcMayor. In this episode, the thing that interests me most here is public transport. This is why I am so excited for this episode. I have come to a realization, it might be obvious for you, if there's a way to spread out some of the businesses that are here, it would make the city a lot more effective. One way I found to redesign this is to have a warehouse of this size, 6x6 and 3x6. I would place those somewhere in between commercial, right next to it or around the corner, to spread out the industry so that everything is not traveling from one place to another constantly. It eases traffic flow. I've been experimenting a lot with buses, and I know I can probably go and read about it. I wanted the fun of having to see something play out. It's very interesting. The first thing I'd like to do with buses is you create a bus station. This is where people can transfer from one bus to another. And this makes actually the bus system a lot better. The way I had created it here, I had one bus going all the way around. Nothing for here. So we're going to redesign that. But we don't want to reinvent the wheel, so let's use what we have. One way to do this would be to look at the bus lines, open it up like this, and then we can see which of the stations that have 0. The ones that have 0, get rid of them. This one right here, get rid of that. That was so far away from people. My challenge with this game is that I can't pause. Oh, we deleted that by getting rid of the line. I didn't notice that. It's a good opportunity. I see commercial here. I will start with a stop there. Come through the bus station. Here. Oh, this looks empty. Nice. Yes, we can use here. Then connect that and then get rid of this. All right. And now for the green. Let's see the green bus line. I think you can place these however you want. I don't think there's a specific way to do this. Wow, this had so many stops. Green. I'm so confused by how this green line is going. Oh, we erased. Okay. All right. I guess we start afresh. This bus line, let's call it Shore Industry. Shore Industry. Let's keep it blue for now. And then let's begin a new line, which would start here. Yeah, let's start with Industry and go backwards. Right here. One at the rock. Complete the line. This line needs to get rid of this. I don't know where they're gonna go from there. What happens if we bring this back here? More like there. And the west overlook line, we need to bring it here. So now we have a west overlook line and we have an industry shore line. This is where this becomes very interesting. It's really fascinating to see how these things work. Okay, I'm losing it. Where are they going? 700 people. Now, this is the kind of thing that you want to really make sure you handle. So one way to handle it, like there's 700 people here. We get the big bus. I like to have this on the side so that I can see. So we will have a look at this and monitor this. Where are they coming from? Oh, damn. That is a long way. Every time the buses leave, you have a new bus line coming out. They all come from here. If you have a station that's here, that's really packed, like the one we have is here, right here. There's like 700 people waiting right here. When the bus leaves, it has to come out of here. And so this also is going to force us to redesign these roads because I gave myself a really hard time with this traffic. But back to the buses, let's see. Why are they all stopping here? Another thing I can do is an expensive mistake. A very expensive mistake, which is to move it. You move it close to where it needs to be and then put it back. But that's kind of cheating. You can't really do that in real life. You have to wait and just see how it continues. All of these buses, essentially, they're going to just wait here, even though there's nobody here. Ooh, I know what I could do. I could get rid of the stop for now. Get rid of the stop. There's nobody here. Yeah. There's nobody here. Where's the shore industry? Let's change this to a different color because at the moment I can't tell. Let's do this. Use the yellow of the industry. Also, we should change some of these roads. This is really hard line to follow. Let's make a big road. Okay, so looking at the bus. Where is it? Are there still 700 people waiting here? Let's see. 800. I loved the magic of seeing all of these just fill up. Yeah, let's see how low it drops. Ooh, there's a fire. Wow, this is an insane thing to have happened. We are on the scene with Chopper 9. Anyway, so let's catch this. It's down to 600 now. Let's get a good angle. Okay, this is a good angle. I would just watch how this was playing out. 500. All right, from 610 to 540, and there's all these other buses waiting. When I got to understand how the bus line affects the productivity of the city, look at it from the perspective of all these people. Imagine you were down on the ground. You just wait. You wait for a long time. I remember being a kid and waiting for the buses to like when there was a strike and you were taking a bus, you would wait for it for a really long time because, you know, there's just traffic. Having buses is a way of reducing traffic. So people use more public transport than having cars. And I noticed the productivity of the city just increase. For the first time while playing this game, the city was generating more income during the day when all the facilities are open. In previous games, we've kind of split the budget to have the daytime have a lot more of the services. And then at night, you kind of reduce them. Like school, you just reduce the funding for school at night because people are in school during the day. All right, let's go to here. Let's see all these people exit. Wow, look at that. Yeah, some of these buses, they're going from having 70 down to 6 people. This is so fascinating to watch. Here, where it's building, where the blue dot is, we can barely see it. This is the residential zone. And where people want to go is the industrial zone, which is here, which is where all these buses were arriving and people were getting out like ants. It's crazy. Look at that. That's amazing. Another thing that this does, having a very effective bus line, because as you can see here, this is the Industry Shore bus line. It connects West Industry and West Shore. You can see the amount of people that are being transported, the number of people who want to go to the industry, but they can't. Maybe they don't have cars, maybe they don't have a mode of getting there. Buses provide that. So let's look at the other bus line. It seems okay. Where is this that is very busy? This line is close to the rock. This is the, oh, I see. You know what? Another cool thing to do would be to add the blue line here. That would take people back to the bus station. That's a better plan. All right, let's go. So here, let's watch this. These are now 12 buses. Make them bigger. Make them bigger. I like to pick the same kind of bus because that makes things uniform. This I would use as a long distance bus. School bus I've not used yet. This one, 22, that's also a long distance bus. This is a proper like downtown New York City bus, like a modern city bus. You have the double decker, 2 of them. This one looks very interesting. But anyway, for a city, I like this one. That kind of looks like an airport bus. I like those because they look quite modern. All right, that's looking okay. And this is saying we don't have enough raw materials, meaning I think there's no way for people to get here. How is this saying there's not enough raw material and this is a forest? Let's see. Why is it saying that? Yeah, we gotta make a connection somewhere. This. And this is what? Is this one way? Oh, that's another thing. This is one way. I remember this mistake. We get a refund? We do not. That is a difficult thing with the city. No refunds, man. You don't get a refund for your mistakes. Let's close this too. Wait, I paused. I should not pause. I should not pause. And then, yeah. There's also not enough traffic in here for this to be 4 ways. And then, let's make a connection here. This way to this way. To here. Well, there isn't enough raw material, but we can get rid of those and have them rebuild. Alternatively, let's experiment and make this a special zone. remember, as you play this game, you are the mayor. Yeah, it's important to think about the results of your decision as opposed to just building a city. Call this overlook industry. Also, now that some of these are gone as well, another thing to do with your industry zone, merge it with your commercial along intersections. So let's do something. Oh, we can't really add very much yet. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do for now. Can we relieve anything? No. How many people do we need? 7,000. Almost there. Almost there. So now let's look back at the buses. How are we looking? Looking okay. Here's now where you kind of play around with the budget. I'll be honest, this is a lot. In the beginning, you begin with 0. They can be very expensive. That's the part of this game where you start to think about your impact in the designing process of this. It's a good way to study how traffic goes. So that was one line. Let's look at the other one. It's looking good. With 5 buses, everything has kind of cleared out a little bit. One way that I have been playing also is looking at it from this angle. Just seeing how the city that you have built is working. And we have more buses coming. So far, first one, it's right here. Here it comes. Now watch this number. From 160 to 115. What is this stop here? Oh, this spot right here is very busy during the day. What I'm just realizing now in real time is all the people who came here during the day want to go back now at night. Have a number of buses in circulation that it doesn't allow for any buildup. But this is where it begins to become a waste. And here now, with the overlook line, I think if I would give it a grade, it's probably a C. It's a good bus line, but there's perhaps too many buses. One way to spread them out would be to have one bus come out and then you manually add them. But that's insane. That's a level of meticulousness that I don't have at this time. The next thing we're working on today is industry. We're gonna change some of that. Like this corner, this is a nice corner. Introduction to the city. Let's change that. Add some of these. And that. Different sizes here and there. And try and mix it up. Same with these. Let's add one right here. A big one. Right here. It's a good place. This way, your city grows slowly. There's no rush. You kind of let it grow at its own pace. One thing with the buses is you have to keep checking, keep looking. This is still doing really great because most of the buses, well, a few of them are full. This means that we will need a 6th bus. Let's increase until we see 6, keep it a round number, 120%. Because this is already building up, and while there's enough buses to go, it's building quickly. And then this other one, let's see. I like to watch this part. So right now, there's 20 people here, and the bus is coming. This bus can hold 70 people, so let's see what happens to this number right here. 0. That is how you can make your city very, very effective. Let's watch this one too. 30 people, let's see. As the bus arrives, 0. Amazing. This blew my mind. I mean, I know this isn't rocket science. It's just fascinating to watch. This is the difference that has just happened right now. I stopped looking at how much the city is making and I just started making it more effective. And what's happening now is that while the city is awake, it's making more money. This is where now you see the importance of the bus stop. So let's add them again. Blue line, yellow line to the bus station. So now this is going to create something different, which is, I hate how this bus has to come all the way around. I'm gonna move this to here. And now, when your city is more productive, then you can just do more. Police station that I wanted to get somewhere a lot more central. This looks good. Okay. So we need another bus line that goes from the bus station to Westlake because that area is untapped. This is a bad design for this. Let's redesign this. Change these to one ways, all going one direction. And then when you come to the buses, oh yeah, they don't pass here anymore. Let's take Big town. What does big town give us? Education boost, taxes. Metro. It always asks for you to expand, so we are definitely going to expand. High density. Nice. Offices. Incineration plant. Have to begin with this. Metro is really interesting. I was playing with the bus line. None of the citizens were using the metro. Everybody was using the bus. Flip these so that they all go this way. Yeah. So I'll put it at the end. And then we need a yellow line here. Put some paths from here to here. From here to here. Have a walking path from this intersection all the way to here. Let's curve this one. All right, let's see, where are these people going? That is a hell of a walk. I think going forward, people probably would be able to walk back through here rather than going the long way. Another thing we'll do here is to add some commercial buildings. Here, 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 here. And here, let's add some props. You can add a grill. The thing with grills is you don't want people to be able to see the back. You can add some trees, some bushes and trees around it. Add this prop to almost symbolize the importance of this bus station. This is just working out. You have people coming and exiting from this bus and entering into another bus. If you haven't done this, this is one way to make your city incredibly effective. As you can see right now, it's nighttime. At nighttime, the city is only making 3,000. During the day, it goes up to 6 when people are awake. The budget has the breakdown here. I'm so fascinated by these numbers. In one of my other cities, I have this at 16%. But I mean, this is a tiny city of like 7,000 people, so let's look again and make sure everything is rolling smoothly. Let's follow one bus. To show the beauty of this, I'm gonna end this video by showing 2 of the bus lines and how they travel. It's a very interesting way to see how your city is working. We'll begin with this one. Let's see. Yeah. That's it for today. There's a couple of things that you begin to notice when you follow the bus in that perspective. How the roads behave. These buses here are all struggling to go around when they could simply just go straight. Couple of things. Some areas that need patching but just all little kinds of improvement. And that is it. There's so much that you can learn from bus lines. Let me know if you have figured out something interesting. If you found this video interesting, give it a like. All right, that's it. Bye.